Can you do a breakdown from Robin from Teen Titans and Teen Titans Go? Okay, well, I might do the original Teen Titans because Teen Titans Go is just bad. Maybe some other time I might do the original Teen Titans because that was pretty weak from what I remember, but it had some of the Bruce Timm style of drawing in there. So I'll do that. I'll do that. Let's do that. So let's break this down. Okay, super simple stuff, right? So it's literally like a kind of like diamond cutout kind of triangle. Sorry, yeah, diamond. We'll say diamond. Okay, I'm gonna say his head's kind of a diamond. Okay, and then halfway you're gonna have his ears along here like this. Okay, and then what I'm gonna do is then outside the back we're gonna frame it. I'm gonna kind of like make a frame around this diamond, original diamond shape. I'm gonna make a frame like this on the top, and that's just to show his hair, which will come in. And then along here, this is what these kind of drawings I find very, yes, the anatomy is lacking in the neck and information and stuff like that. It's like it looks like, even though this is the original, I think it looks like his neck could have pivot points on them. It's funny because somebody tagged me in a comment on Twitter, and I didn't want to get involved in the argument because I think it's a waste of time arguing and trying to change people's minds. But there seems to be this post going around on Twitter where somebody was really rubbishing modern cutout animators, saying that these guys can't draw, and the cutout guys are all getting very sensitive and crying about it on Twitter. And I actually agreed with what the guy was saying 100%. But it's not for me to get involved in that. And this is exactly why, I'm kind of going to illustrate that there. Like, this guy's neck is just sitting on his body. There's no reason why. I mean, this character suits itself to cut out. So that's the basic outline construction of it. I could talk about all this, midlines and coming out here and chest, contouring the drawing. You could contour and say his chest is coming out like this. And so I'm giving you a little bit of information in there. Then also, what have we got? Okay, so then down along the eye line, we're going to come in here and we're just going to create like a shape in there, and we're just going to cut in, so already the construction mask, often you see me talk about this. Is why you see do these beginner students and whatever, they're getting upset because the truth hurts. So you see me talk about drawing within the skull of a character. You got the eyes there, and we normally make this kind of mask where the squash and stretch fits and the nose goes in all hair like this, and then you can add details and then put in the brows and put in all the details of the eye, and then the mouth would come along here. But this kind of drawing, this kind of thing, is just completely taking it to a new level by just having this construction mask, literally the drawing, So then along here that's his nose is going to sit along this line, between the two, where we're just going to put the nose in there like that. And that is literally the character. That's all I have to say about it. You're going to see how that's literally the character, just because you just hide it. Okay, so here along the middle line, you're just going to put 1, 2 like this. Okay, and then you're going to come in and cut in around the side there like that. There's literally nothing to this character, and you just 1, 2. Okay, I'm just building him on this 3 along here, 4, and then along the side 5. That's literally all there is to. Right, let's fill this in. There's nothing to really talk about, nothing to really break down, really. I'm sorry if I'm sounding a little bit condescending about it, but I've got to talk about this. But my channel it's not a populist channel. It's a real animator training. It's something that I've devised to see. Now, just to give the guys some information, you just kind of draw a little bit of contouring or in this mask to hide the construction like that. But getting back to what I was saying is that the point of my channel, as I said, I'm not here to change minds. I'm not here to win hearts. I'm just here to preach to the converted, who are the people who join the library or the people who seek to get the high standards of animation, hand-drawn 2D animation. And I'm here to answer questions and use examples. So this gives me the perfect opportunity to talk about what I think is weak, what I think is, why I'm doing what I'm doing, to try and restore the quality. I mean, I love Bruce Timm drawing, but I don't know if Bruce Timm was involved in this particular incarnation of Teen Titans, but it's whoever it is, it's extremely streamlined and extremely weak. So as I said, between there you got the nose, which kind of sits along there. So you got this kind of shape. I've put a little bit too much of a indentation on that, but that doesn't mind. The mouth is just merely a line, okay, coming down like that. There you go. There isn't even a bottom lip or anything. See, I'm tempted to try and put something in there, okay. So then we're going to give him a little bit of a cheek, okay, a little bit of a cheek, and then we're going to just make a triangle for the, his chin just comes to a point, like a harsh triangle point, and it just comes around here to this side like this, okay, coming up, and then on the side we're going to have the ear, which sits at the side, which is just a round circle like this, and then you just have a line and another line in there. Extremely simple stuff, super simple stuff. This kind of harks back to overly cartoon ear there, so I'm quite enjoying to see that. Then we're going to just come off here to create this straight line. So you see how we just play the curves against the straight. So there's a little bit of knowledge and drawing going on in this. So then we're going to have these very kind of, where I talked about the hair, just obvious kind of shapes, obvious. This kind of thick kind of shapes coming here. Slight curling to give a little bit of dimension. There is some drawing skill utilized in this. But, it's like they've tried to take an anime and give it this streamlined feel. But I think, personally, it's very, very limiting to my eye. Then we're going to come off here. We're going to cut in here. Again, the reason this cut represents the temporal bone of the head, where the hairline comes around the brow. Then within this half of the face, okay, we're going to create this triangle, which comes in the half like this. And we're going to come in there like that. And we're going to create then in this half, okay, this half of the face, okay. You got to break the face in half, and that's how you kind of find these constructions, okay. This kind of sits in there like that, right? So there's your Robin guys here. And again, the color makes the character. These things are all about blocks of color. So there's a little bit of you see his sternocleidomastoid, his neck muscle, is just non-existent. It's like this character was also made for cutout, the way his neck sits on his head. So it's pretty weak stuff. Okay, so now we're going to have this coming along here, and this shoulder coming up here. Now this unifying thing I do like, okay. This kind of gives it some harmony, balancing this curve against the straight, okay. So we'll just balance that curve against the straight coming around there like that. And we'll come down and go over there. Again, this is another reason why I kind of left the industry, to be honest with you. Because working on this stuff all the time, you fall into a little, you think you're working on all the, I didn't work on this show, but, I worked on some high-profile shows. Working on this stuff all the time, you think, you're at the height of the industry, and you're at the top of your game, but the level of the, again, going back to what those Twitter guys don't like, the level of the industry, particularly in TV, has dropped so low that your standard drops. So I realized that my standard had practically dropped working on this stuff. And it's all kind of ironic that I kind of had to leave the industry and start my own thing and go back to researching the hardcore elite hand-drawn 2D animators of Walt Disney, the golden era, Milt Kahl and the Nine Old Men era I'm talking about, as opposed to the stuff I grew up on, which I really love as well, but is nowhere near as good, which is the 90s period, is researching, revisiting that stuff to get my standard back to what it was when I was in my 20s, when I was, working with those kind of people. I was working with lead Disney animators and lead Bluth animators, and then that kind of all stopped when it all kind of shifted. And then so anyway, you can see why I don't like Toon Boom. I'm trying to fill in this eye mask just to give the character some identity, and it keeps blacking in his face. So there you go. And what I'm going to do here, what also makes the character is the little kind of shines. Okay, so I'm going to put a little kind of shine there, split it up a bit. Okay, because with these characters it is kind of all about the little shading that helps it, because it is so simple. You're going to have to rely on these things, which give the strength to the drawing. And again, there we go. You see, after all this technology, they still can't solve this problem. Right, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a gray, and I'm going to gray that in like that. Let's make that a slightly lighter gray, just to make that. Yeah, there we go. And yeah, so what I think I also will do is in the background layer, just for fun, just to beef up this drawing a bit, because this drawing for me is you'll see why. You saw the line work. Okay, the line work is super weak as far as I'm concerned. So you see, a lot of the thought that goes into this kind of character design is also down to the color. The color kind of helps it a lot, to be very honest with you. It really helps it kind of stand out. It helps it, gives it that identity. It strengthens it, so you can see. Whereas, again, the kind of animation that I like, the kind of animation that I teach, the kind of animation that I do is very heavily dependent on strong drawing in the line work. Okay, not, it's good if you add the color, it's also strong, but let's have a strong line work. So there we go. That is the Teen Titans. Also, let's finish it up. Let's finish it up, okay? Because he has this to also give him some slight complexity, okay? This kind of stuff makes the character. Let's finish it up. Oh my goodness. Let's just block it all in. So there we go. Anyway, hopefully I've given you all some things to talk about in the chat. But I like it. I like sharing my views about this stuff, because it is here to, as I said, I'm here to educate. That's my point of view. It's my opinion. It's my considered opinion. I'm not asking you to agree with it, but just think about it. Right, so there we are. That is the Teen Titans breakdown.
So, A&B is the greatest archive anyone could ever ask for.
Of all the books I've read, of all the other online tutorials I've seen, this was the missing key. Every video is packed with this information that I would never be able to get anywhere else. So I would say this is the greatest resource for learning animation.
For me, A&B Animation Library is hands down the best animation learning resource that I've seen. I've tried all the tutorials, I've gotten all the books. I've never been able to really grow until I found AMB.
And it's incredible. I've only just begun it, but I definitely am getting more from that than I did from my 1.5 years of college.
I've noticed definitely that my animation has improved a lot, and it's more alive than ever. And what I also like about this animation training is that you also gain real confidence.
Real Animator Training Library is unequivocally the best resource for animation, 2D animation, traditional hand-drawn animation that I've seen.
So I wholeheartedly recommend the A&B Real Animator Training Library to anybody who wants actual knowledge and actual applicable concepts to create their own animation and to move forward in the field of animation and to set your work above those that are just kind of teaching themselves and not learning these tried and true classic concepts.
A&B is motivated by his students' successes and improvements. He's a great teacher, a great animator with over 20 years experience in the industry, so you can't really get much better than that. I strongly recommend him to anybody.
I'm thinking on how to put in words what I feel about it. I love that. It approached me from my dream of becoming an animator. Every cent I paid in there was worth it.
I like that the library is structured. I can go back and watch it anytime I want to. And he's just got so much knowledge. And I just highly recommend it to anyone who's out there looking to learn traditional 2D animation.
So thank you, MB, so much. And thank you so much for all you done for me.
So, are you gonna join the library?